Hey babies, it's Tesh, and today we are going to discuss how to read your candle flames, okay? Because the candle flame is actually the light. It's the flame that's inside us. That's the flame that we see right here. So when we are reading the flame, we want to make sure that we can fully understand what spirit or what the universe is trying to convey to us. So the first thing you want to pay attention to when you are even starting your candle magic is when you're lighting your flame, how many strikes to the match it takes to light that. Is it an easy light to the flame? Is your match going out before you light the flame? All of those things play a part in your spell. So if it's easy to light your candle, then of course the universe is giving you the go ahead to go do your magic. Even if it takes a couple of times, it may be someone trying to block you. It could be some evil eye or some type of energy that's not in cahoots with that. Let's say you're trying to do a dark spell or even a light spell and the flame is just taking a hard time. If every time you strike your match, it's not lighting the flame. That right there is part of the spell. So if it's not trying to light, that could be someone trying to stop you or distract you or block your spell from coming through. You light it anyway. Of course, we're going to light our spell anyway. Even if it takes 3-4 times, light it anyway. Now, if you're doing dark magic and you keep trying to light that match and it does not take, that's your spirit guide stopping you, telling you, take a step back, look at this spell and see if it's really what you want. Make sure you did everything that you needed to do. Make sure you protected yourself properly before you light the spell. It may be trying to protect you from something like that. So you might want to just take a step back, look at what you've done. That's if it's dark magic. Even if it's light work, try to light your stuff, because that could just be somebody who's throwing darkness, negativity at you that's trying to block you from manifesting whatever it is you're trying to manifest with that flame. Okay. So if you're lighting a regular pillar candle, a 7-day candle like this, you want to then, once you light her, you want to look at the flame. Now, the flame that's happening here, even though the glass is not as clear as I would like it, because look at this one. Look how clear this one is. And this is a burnt out candle. Okay. And this one was super clear as it was burning. Whereas this one here it's clear, but if you look, it's still got some frosting and things going around it. Either way, the candle flame is strong. It is not as tall as I'm used to, but it is very good. It's not a bad flame. I am actually used to 2-3 inch, like literally my flames be like, when I'm doing my prosperity service and I light y'all, some of y'all flames be 3-4 inches. Some of y'all flames be 2 inches. And depending on your energy, some of y'all flames be a little blue. Now, if you light a candle and all you get is that little engine neck hood, that little tip of, it's like, when I say the flame be so small that it looks like it's going to go out at any moment, I would let that just burn, because that means that, of course, the spell, I don't want to say the spell isn't taking or the spell is small. It's like, you'll have to do the spell again is what that message means. Because what it means really is that there could be some blocks in whatever you're trying to manifest. The spell needs more. Like that may just be the first uncrossing that you're doing. So if you, like, let's say you're doing an uncrossing and you light the candle and the flame is really, really tiny. Let it burn that way, the whole till the candle is finished, and then do another uncrossing and watch that flame, because the flame should grow. Now, if you leave it really, really tiny and you come back the next day and the flame grows, that means that whatever that tiny flame was burning off, it burnt off and the flame was able to grow, meaning the magic is able to now start building some momentum. So the spell, if the flame is really tiny, the spell needs to build some momentum. Okay. And how you can do that is by just letting it burn. Don't try to do anything, leave it however it is, because this is what your flame is what's telling you what's happening in the spell. Okay, so if it's a tiny little flame, give it that moment to build its momentum. Hopefully it at least grows to this point, because this is a normal flame. When you know that you're cooking and you're really, really bringing in whatever you're trying to manifest, is when your flame is 3 to 4 inches high. Okay, that's very important. You want the tall flames, because that lets you know your spirits are right there with you and they conjuring with you, and your flame is really good, letting you know that your message is heading to spirit. Even if the flame is small, it's heading to spirit. It's just, we call it the little engine that could. That's what I call mines. Okay, the little engine that could. It's gonna still get there. It's just it's just taking its time. Okay, now if your flame goes out, let's say the little engine that could didn't make it and the flame goes out. What I would like for you to do is take a moment, sit with the candle, look at what has burnt out beforehand, and then relight it. Now, if it's halfway down and the flame go out, still relight it, but read the glass from when it went out. If the glass is clear, that's good. That means that it's cleaning up and clearing out whatever needs to be clean and clear. If it's frosted and heavy like this, or if it gets dark like this, it cleansed the energy, but you want it to be clear. So you want to then do it again, because you don't want it to come out dark. You want it to be light. So that lets you know, this right here lets you know that it was burning off some type of negative energy. This was a protection candle right here specifically. So this lets me know this protection candle was burning off something somebody had sent my way, some type of negative energy, some type of something that somebody has sent my way. Because as you can see with this protection candle, a whole different vibe. A whole different vibe. And why is it a whole different vibe? You want to know why? Because the energy was going on different with me at this time. It was different. It wasn't the way it is right now, where I have to be back into, once I be throwing shit, I did my shit last month. So it is what it is. We throwing shit right now. So this is me protecting myself. So as you can see, it is frosted. Now, what you don't want with your reading, with your candles, is this. And I've bought this baby out a few times, because this is the worst that it gets right here. When you burn a candle and the wax builds up like that, and then the candle still goes out, and you relight it and it goes out again, you're blocked. You're blocked. You need to be cleansing and clearing all day long. Sleeping with a hematite, sleeping with a selenite, something like that, where you are cleansing and clearing. You don't want your candles looking like this, or even pooling on any type of level like, let me find it real quick. And I'm not editing this video, so y'all just gonna have to deal with the unedited versions, because editing takes too much time, and I like to I want to be at the point where I'm just getting this shit done. Tired of editing. Anyway, you don't want that. You don't, if your candle come out like this, do the spell again. And I was trying to redo this spell and it wouldn't let me. I don't know what the hell was going on. Like, I couldn't open the jar to redo it or anything. Now, what you do want when you're doing candle magic is this. I will even say you can take that. And that's a pool. But I would rather this than this. And I say this over and over again. You don't want that. You don't want pooling. You don't want, when you're doing stuff, that it's tears running down. If it's tears, if you do a money spell, this is for money and protection, and when we're trying to do wonderful things with our lives. If we do a money spell, and as the candle is burning, tears start rolling down every direction. Once you get to the second or third tear, let the candle burn out, redo your money spell. Because before you even redo the money spell, cleansing and clearing energy. Because there's something going on with you, the conduit of the spell, that's blocking it, or the person you're doing the spell on. So if you're doing a spell for a person and their name is in this jar, then you want to also make sure you're clear before you start the spell, but then start the spell. And then if they come out like that, tell them to do a cleansing and a clearing before they do anything else. You don't want to do any work with anybody whose shit is coming out like this. Their flames are going out. Don't even put no shit like this on your altar. That's why I tell y'all, if y'all working with other people, do not work their stuff on your altar. Work their stuff in a working place where you have your clients working. That's it. Don't put their shit on your ancestor altar. Don't put their shit on your personal one. Don't even use your Archangel Michael. None of those. Have an altar just for your clients. My altar for just for my clients is at the end of my desk right here, so I can watch their shit all day, every day. That's it. That's it, and that's all. Keep it simple, okay? Now, how do you know that you're being hexed with the candle flame? Because the candle flame will tell you if you got a hex on you. You'll see a double flame. And actually, I may edit this video so I can include pictures of them, because I have pictures of things like double flames, broken candles, things like that I've taken pictures of. So I might add it. But if you have a candle lit and that flame, you have two flames coming up in it out of the one wick, or even if you have a flame here and a flame to the side over here, that is a clear sign that somebody is working you specifically. Okay? Don't even try to put the flame out. Like sometimes I will put the flame out because the flame gonna come back lit again, because the universe is letting you know somebody is trying to work you. Somebody is thinking of you heavy, sending you negative energy, because this will be coming up when you're trying to conjure, or if you're trying to protect yourself. And when I say conjure, I mean attract something, because I don't really do a lot of conjuring as far as throwing shit. You have to really you have to really get me there in order for me to be true. Because I live a real happy life. And like I say before, happy hoes ain't hating hoes. You see what I'm saying? We don't have time to be hating. We just happy and we live it. So there we have it. So if you ever get a candle where you have more than one flame coming up from your wick, I wouldn't even want to burn that spell. I would, I don't know. I wouldn't even want to continue that spell, because you don't know if a person is trying to mount you and take whatever it is you're manifesting. You don't know if a person is at that point, what I would do is stop and do a cleansing and protection, a reversal, banishment, whatever it is, clear evil eye. I will just do my cleansing right then and there. And that's happened to me a few times, by the way, where I'm doing my work, burning a candle, and I see the extra flames coming up while I'm working. And that's for me. That's not for I'm working a client and that's happening to them. That'll be I'm burning my candle and I can see that somebody's trying to work me. What do? I usually don't do anything. I'll usually, let the candle burn and I'll let God handle them, because I live a good life. It's fun, but it's amazing to see that people will really try to work you. And they do. So whenever you have that double flame, any type of extra flame coming up, that is a sign that someone is sending dark magic specifically. It's not no light shit that they sending. They're not sending you good wishes and they hope you make money. No, they're trying to fuck you up. And you need to be vigilant about that. Okay? If your candle glass breaks, it depends on how your candle breaks. So let's say, these are just the only scenarios. Your candle breaks while it's burning. Whatever is in here gets so hot and the candle explodes. Because I've had candles explode where then I've had them just break and stay where they are. I've had them just crack. You know what I mean? When I say break, I mean you hear the but it doesn't explode. Then I've had candles just fully explode. It depends on what you have going on. Now, if you're really into conjuring, like like I am, and you get into dark magic and light magic, you will have a candle or two explode on you. Reason being, it could just have been you put too much oil in there. Or it could be that whatever spell, but usually, and I will say usually, in 100% of the times, that candle is breaking some type of spell, some type of hex, something that has been following you. It'll be breaking a pattern, breaking something. Like one time I was angry and I wanted to hurt somebody. I was really, really upset, and I was explaining to Spirit how pissed off I was about whatever was going on in my life at that time. And I felt like I had let people cross the boundary too many times, and now it was time for me to just fuck some shit up. And my spirit guides was like, hold up, calm down. We're going to handle this. And I'm like, no. Sometimes it's time for me to under my own fucking thing down. You know, like I get like that. Like I get upset. That's why I try to just keep it cool. Because when I get there, I'm there. And then I'm ready to ravish you. And then I'm pulling out my fucking skulls and shit, ready to fuck people up. So you don't want that side. Because if we have to come off of our throne, because we are empresses. We ain't no fucking knights and pages out here. We empresses. You know, we queens too. But if we have to come off our throne to handle you, because I'm not going to fuck you up in my diamonds and pearls. Why would I do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, no. If I have to take the time to pull the hair back after I have beautified myself for today and square up with your bitch ass, expect a motherfucking rumble. You see what I'm saying? So I'm pissed off that day. I'm yelling and screaming about how I'm about to fuck somebody up. I had my candles and Spirit was like, no. All of a sudden I hear a poosh. I'm sitting here while I'm having this moment with my spirit guides. My Archangel Michael altar explodes. The candle on that explodes. Because Spirit was like, you're not going to fuck nobody up. We're fucking them up. Boom. And that was that. And the next thing I heard was that whatever I heard about that person. And that was that. And I leave it at that. And I don't lose no sleep or whatever happened to them. Because when people come for me, you find me. But my spirit guides don't want me to be doing that. So they try to. Because if I'm going to come out, I need to be coming out for big shit. Not for little petty stuff. Oh, somebody sent me an evil eye and I don't like it. Or somebody trying to block my money and I don't like it. They be like, girl, make your money and move on. But me, you come for me, I'm like, wow, like a dungeon dragon. You see what I'm saying? So that's just it. Now, so if the glass breaks while your candles are lit, whatever it is that you're working on has been done. That means the spell is done. It's clean, it's clear, it's finished. You don't have to do any more. The spell has been broken. The curse has been broken. That's what that means. Whatever they're trying to send your way has been cut. The bad luck has been cut. Let's say y'all are having a conversation in the home about some money or something like that. And then a candle breaks while y'all are having that conversation. Whatever was blocking the money has just been cleared. That's what that means. So that's why you have to pay attention to what you're talking about at the time when your candles are lit. If I'm talking about, and you can pay attention to the flame as I'm talking, because you'll be able to see how it flows with my energy. And that's how it goes. So the glass breaking is great omens for that whatever it's been working on being cleared, being closed, being cut. You don't have to look back on that anymore. And it just seemed like you're heading in the right direction is really what it is. So we want that. Want to make sure we have that. If the whole candle catches fire, I don't know if I talked about yet, but if the whole candle catches fire, because that does happen. Let it burn. Do not put it out. Let the candle burn. Hopefully you'll have it sitting in water so that if it does explode or anything like that happens, it'll cool down quickly for the water. But if not, again, let it burn. It'll come out like this, dark. Because as you can see, the herbs burnt out at the end. What does this mean? This mean that you need to do it again. That's what it means. It means that you have a lot of debris a lot of things trying to hold you back, block you from moving forward, and it's not free and clear. Because if it was free and clear, pull this one back out again, it'll came out like this, free and clear. Talking to your candle flames. When you're doing a reading with your flame, you want to pay attention to what's happening with the candle flame. If it's crackling, let's say you ask a question or you make a statement and the flame starts crackling, that's a message. So don't feel like if you're having a conversation with a friend and you're speaking some truth, you spitting game to them, and that you hear that candle crackling and popping, and that's confirmation of what you're saying is proper. What you're saying is correct. It could be them trying to get your attention to tell you something. So they might want you to come look at the candle or sit with the candle if you're hearing a lot of popping. Think when you hear the popping in the candle, reflect back to what you're thinking about or what you're doing or what you're saying at the time that the candle starts to pop. Because that's usually some type of spiritual answer, some type of spiritual explanation of what's happening, what the answer is as far as what's going on with them. And the popping is usually confirmation, by the way. So when you hear the candle pop, 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 that's confirmation of whatever you're saying or doing being on the right path. Or if you feel in your heart that you're not doing the right thing and you're asking God, am I doing the right thing? And God says, pop, 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 pop. And you're feeling like you're not, then follow the path that you're not. But you will know, because your intuition will tell you, am I on the right path? Am I not on the right path? You'll feel it. What you don't want, even if you're doing a reading, let's say as you're doing the reading, the flame is growing and the flame is growing and the flame is growing. That's an answer in itself. Pay attention to what's happening around you when you hear the sounds, the cracklings, when you're looking at the flame. Remind yourself of what you're thinking about and how you're processing things. Okay? Last but not least, how to discard your candle magic, because this is actually very important. People will hold on to their candle magic forever. And what you're doing, let's say this spell had completed and you just don't hold on to the candle, which this spell is complete, but I keep this candle for tutorial purposes so that y'all can see what you don't want and what lets you know that you are blocked. Okay. Now, let's say all of your candles come out like this. You just throw them away. When you're conjuring stuff, let's say you're trying to do protection and, attraction work for that month, because that's what we normally be doing. Protection on the full moon, attraction on the new moon. Every one of those candles need to be discarded. Put them in the trash. Do not keep them lined up on your dresser, because you're not, the end of the spell is for it to be out. Let's say you're doing something where you need to leave it at the crossroads. Well, if you're doing like let's say a tongue spell and you have this next to it, to light up them rods for 7 days. You wrap this bitch up with the tongue and you bury all of that shit. Period. Everything gets wrapped up and buried together. The candle, the this, the that, the whole spell. Everything goes. Okay? If you're going to discard things, you discard them in a trash can. Everything goes. You don't keep your spells. You don't keep the candles, because the energy needs to flow. And if you're holding on to old protection work and you're trying to do new protection, the universe is not, it's like, get rid of that. You're harboring too much energy. At my mom's house, I used to burn my candles and keep them like next to my altar as a group. And one day I was just like, why am I holding all these? I threw them all away. It was probably like 20 candles. And every path of each candle opened up at the same time. Everything just flowed perfectly. So when I say discard your candles, it's because you don't want to hold on to the energy. Once you're done with the magic, discard it, move on, let it go. All right? So that's it, and that's all. I'm happy I was able to make this video. I'm going to edit it because it's 25 minutes, and I don't want it to be that long. But I did want to talk about this topic because it's very, very important. I want to thank my Patreon who asked me about this, because I've made little videos about how to read the 7-day candle, how to read the pooling and all that stuff, but never how to truly read the flame. If you would like to learn more tips and tools about magic, how to do magic, how to read your flames, how to do any of these things, please check out my Patreon. This is where all these great ideas and great spells come from. Patreon.com/Insight by Tesh, or check the description box down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye, babies. I love y'all.